when we look now at some reports coming out about immigration in 2021, we find out about the number of terrorists, people who are on the terror watch list that were apprehended on our southern border.
Yeah, going to be pretty alarming to our listeners, Jordan. The Customs and Border Patrol have announced that during the year of 2021, 23 people coming across the southern border whose names were, get this, Jordan, their names were on the terror watch list were detained by CBP. That's just in the year 2021 alone. Now, that's probably going to shock a lot of people, Jordan, but it doesn't shock us, and it doesn't shock us because we've been engaging this for some time now. Our listeners might remember a while back, the Department of Homeland Security actually announced that they had detained 2 terrorists who were trying to cross the southern border. They put up a press release about having detained them. And then, Jordan, they randomly took that press release down. Now, we didn't know why they took it down. We didn't know if it was because they were going to release those terrorists. We didn't know if because maybe there were a lot more that were coming across. Now we know today that that was probably one of the reasons they disappeared that press release. But, Jordan, that's why we engaged our Freedom of Information Act to ask a number of questions in this space. We want to know how many terrorists came across the border during the said period. We want to know if they've told the public about all of them that they detained. We also want to know why they stopped programs like Operation Talon that were meant to remove people who were illegally present in the country that had committed sexual predator crimes. Jordan, that program was suspended under the Biden administration. We want to know all of that information. And today, Jordan, is one great piece of evidence why we've engaged that, because we now know, according to this report, that at least 23 people on that terror watch list were detained at our southern border last year alone. And look, I think it's fair to ask how many more? How many more were not reported, or how many got away? Because the only reason we know about this, Jordan, is because another FOIA report that was filed by Fox News. So look, there's just a lot of information here, and clearly that porous southern border is in need of a physical barrier, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the fact that they won't tell you this information so that you can make smart decisions about what we should be doing at the border, whether it's finishing the wall, what policies we should be in place, what should come after Title 42, Than, is that they try to hide this away from the American people. They drag their feet. Fox News had to file a FOIA. We file FOIAs. I don't know in that FOIA if Fox had to go to court to get the information, so if it took the entire year. But the fact is, 23 known terrorists got through our southern border that they know about. The question is, who else? Who else wasn't apprehended? Because we know the border's so porous that, if 23 were, I mean, you would imagine there's another 23 plus, or even many more than that, who walked right through.
Yeah, no question. It's the tip of the iceberg, Jordan. It always is. You learn about the ones that they get caught on. There's a number of others below. And, Jordan, I think it's pretty clear why they do this, why they aren't forthcoming with information, why they always have to be caught. It's because when the American people of all political stripes actually look at an issue like this, Jordan, they largely agree. I mean, they say, should the border have enough operational control, whatever that means, where there's places where there's a physical barrier needed, a wall needed, where there's more CBP agents needed, whatever it may be, the American people of pretty much all political persuasions want to make sure that terrorists aren't entering the country. Now, look, there are some radicals who don't agree with that statement. Certainly, there's plenty of people in Washington, D.C. that don't believe that. But the average American citizen who's going to go into a polling booth and be confronted with the issue of, do I want terrorists, people who we know are terrorists, they're actually on our watch list, do I want them to be able to enter our country? Jordan, overwhelmingly, that voter is going to say no.